Jack in the Box by Dominic Brown. The Toya, I forgot the developer's name just now. tayoDEV, I think, yeah. Anyways, Jack in the Box, let's start. My son James keeps talking about this clown named Laughing Jack. What the? I believe it's just an imaginary friend like any parent would. But ever since that day when he first talked about him, strange things started happening. Such as? I'm having nightmares, which looks very realistic. Like gameplay graphics or no? But everything is black and white. Oh, so it's defective dreams. Okay. Let's talk about your dreams. Oh, see, Splendor Man is gonna violate me again in the woods. Okay. Holy shit! I'm sorry, this is like the indie version of the clown game. Let's see how much better it is. Oh my god, holy shit! Is that the tent? No, I don't think it's one-to-one the tent. How many tents do you need at the circus? I'm gonna try to find my kid again. Also, I think your dreams are really defective if this is how you see them. What's in here? Press escape to view your current objective. Find the missing candle. Oh. Splendor Man? Splendor Man. Don't you dare. Don't splendorize me. Don't turn me into a progressive for no reason now, okay? Oh, there it is. Okay, the game keeps on stuttering every time I do something. What's that? Is that something? Oh, what's that? Oh, wait, it's totally fine. Hi, how you doing? Well, I don't want to order like what you guys sell here. Anything? No, okay. Okay, bye, take care. Oh no, they're all watching me. Oh, there's many of you. Oh no, they're all watching me from the houses. Well, I can splendor all over you if you want. Sorry, jack you. Are they gonna jack me? Am I Jack in the Box? Yeah? Yeah, excuse me. Are you jacking me? Are we jack? Oh, thank you. That took you a while, honestly, huh? Ooh. Levitating luck. Do you guys bring luck? Oh, sorry, I have to look at it while I levitate. Sorry, while I jack the box inside the jack. Hi? Is that you, Jack? Hey, where's my portable Ona hole? God damn it, Jack. Oh. Yeah, just walk in the darkness, man. See if I care. Wow, I was supposed to react to that. How? Oh, laughing kids. Oh, innocents. As they get jacked. Oh no! Typical jackers, pedophiles as well! Did the game crash or is it loading? Oh, it was loading, sir, my bad. Ah! Hey, get my closet, you son of a bitch! Oh, wait, are you in my kitchen? Get my kitchen, you son of a bitch! I need to grab a knife, Hold on, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. Don't think you can come inside my apartment and eat whatever you want, you know, just saying. Hold on, where do I find the knife, man? Oh, this is my kitchen. Wait, so... What the fuck is that? Where is the knife? Oh, there? Wherever you are, you're not taking my son away! What, it's your wife? You gonna stab her by mistake? Ah! Why are there Tupperwares and pans and pots in your son's room? Oh no! No! My son! Oh no! Jack? Is there only Rule 34 of you? This time, it wasn't just a nightmare anymore. So, is that... Hold on, before anything, where's the creepypasta thing? Where is it? Where is that fucking thing, man? The creepypasta thing. Is that part of creepypasta culture? Actually, it is! It is! No fucking way, hold on, it is! This developer actually makes all the creepypasta games. Laughing Jack! Written by Snuff Bomb. See, they like to snuff. Anyways, it was a nice summer day and my 5-year-old son James was playing outside in the backyard of our suburban home. James has always been a quiet boy. He plays by himself mostly. He's never had many friends. What, 5 years old? Who does? But he always had a wild imagination. At 5 years old, I don't think so. I was in the kitchen feeding our dog Fido when I heard what sounded like James talking to someone in the backyard. I'm not sure it was he could be talking to, but could he have finally made a friend? Being a single mom, it's hard for me to always keep an eye on my son, so I decided to go outside and check on him. When I went to the backyard... Okay, so as a single mom, you get a sexy clown instead of a kid, okay. When I went to the backyard, I was a bit confused because James was the only person back there. Was he talking to himself? I could have sworn I heard another voice. James, it's time to come inside, I called him out. He came inside and sat down at the kitchen table. At 5 years old, it was about lunchtime, so I decided to make him turkey sandwich. James, who are you talking to out there? I asked. James looked up for a moment. I was playing with my little new friend, he said, smiling. I poured him some milk with the turkey sandwich, which sounds disgusting. I poured him some milk and continued to pry, as any good mother would. Does your friend have a name? Why don't you ask him to have lunch with us? I asked. James stared at me for a moment before replying. His name is Laughing Jack. I was a bit taken back by what he said. Oh, that's a strange name. What does your friend look like? I was a bit confused. He's a clown. He has long hair and a big swirly cone nose. He got long arms and baggy pants with stripy socks and he always smiles. I realized my son was talking about an imaginary friend. I suppose it's normal for kids his age to have imaginary friends at 5 years old. Yeah, I guess it is. Especially when he has no real kids to play with. Because there's no one else in the neighborhood. It's probably just a phase. The rest of the day went by as per usual. It was starting to get late, so I put James to bed. I tucked him in, gave him a kiss. What about the clown? No kisses for the clown. And made sure to turn on his nightlight before I closed the door. I was pretty tired myself, so I decided to go to bed not long after. I had an awful nightmare. It was dark, I was in some kind of rundown amusement park, I was scared, running through an endless field of empty tents, broken down rides and abandoned game huts. The whole place had a horrible look to it. Everything was black and white, the prize stuffed animals all hung from nooses in the game huts, all with sick grins stitched on their faces. It felt like the whole park was looking at me, even though there wasn't another living being in sight. Then suddenly I began to hear music play, the sounds of Pop Goes Weasel being played on a squeeze box. Echoed throughout the park, it was hypnotizing. I followed this tune to a circus tent, almost in a trance, unable to stop my legs from moving forward. So my hips. It was pitch black, the only light came from a single spotlight shining on the center of the big top. As I walked towards the light, the music slowed down. I found myself singing along, unable to stop. The music stopped right before its climax, and suddenly the light shut on. The intensity of the light was so practically blinding, all I could see were small dark silhouettes shuffled towards me. Children. Then another one appeared, another one, and another. There were dozens of them, all coming towards me. I couldn't move. My legs were frozen. All I could do was watch as the haunting figures drew near. As I got closer, I could see they were children, or manlets. As I looked at each other, I noticed that they're all horribly disfigured and mutilated. Some had cuts all over their bodies, others severely burnt, and others were missing limbs, even eyes. The children enveloped me, clawing at my flesh, dragging me to the ground and tearing inside me. As the children tore me apart and I faded away, all I could hear was a horrible, awful laughter, evil laughter. I woke up next morning in a cold sweat. After taking a few deep breaths, I looked over and saw a few of James' action figures were positioned facing me onto my nightstand. I sighed. James had probably woken up early and put this here. I gathered up the toys and made my way to James' room. However, when I opened the door, James was sound asleep. I just shrugged and placed the toys back in the toy box and headed out to the living room. A little while later, James woke up and I made him his breakfast. He was quiet and seemed a bit groggy. Perhaps he didn't sleep well either. I decided to ask him about the toys. James, honey, did you put the toys in Mommy's room this morning? His eyes shot up at me for a moment, then quickly glanced back at his cereal. Laughing Jack did it. I rolled my eyes and responded. Well, tell Laughing Jack to keep his toys in your room. Wink, wink. James nodded and finished up his breakfast and decided to go play outside in the backyard. I went to relax in the living room. I must have dozed off because I woke up a couple of hours later. Shit, I need to check on James. And apparently I don't work the entire day. I was a bit worried. It had been 2 hours and I haven't checked on him. I went and stepped out into the backyard, but James wasn't there anymore. I was getting nervous, so I called out to him, James! James, where are you? Just then I heard a giggle from the front yard. I rushed through the gate around to the front house. James was sitting on the sidewalk. I breathed a sigh of relief and walked over to him. James, how many times have I told you to stay in the backyard? James? What are you eating? James looked up at me, then reached out in his pocket and pulled out a handful of hard candies in all colors. This made me very nervous. James? Who gave you that candy? James just stared at me, not speaking. James! Please tell Mommy where you got that candy! James hung his head down and said, Laughing Jack gave it to me. My heart sunk. I kneeled down to look at him in the eyes. James, Sorry, in the eye, one eye, not both. He has only one eye now. James, I've had enough about this damn Laughing Jack thing. He's not real! This is a very serious situation. I need to know who gave you the candy. I could see my sons tear up. But Mama, Laughing Jack did give me the candy. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. James had never lied to me, but what he was telling me is impossible. I make him spit out the candy. Is that Jack's fetish? And I throw the rest away. Jim appears to be fine. Maybe I'm just overreacting. After all, he could have gotten it from Tom and Linda from next door or Mr. Walker down the street. Either way, I'm going to have to keep a close eye on James. That night I put James to bed as usual and decided to go to bed early myself. Suddenly I was woken up by a loud bang coming from the kitchen. So it was the kitchen! I sprang out of bed and hurried downstairs. When I got to the kitchen, I was horrified. Everything on the counters had been thrown on the floor and our dog Fido hung dead from the light fixture. His stomach was cut open and stuffed with candy. Wow, Jack, you're running a deficit here. The same type that James was eating earlier that day. My shock was quickly broken by a sharp scream from James' room, followed by loud crashes. I quickly grabbed the knife from the drawer and moved upstairs with a speed that only a mother whose child is in danger could have. Okay, woman, please, you don't work the entire day and you are apparently as fast as a, euphemism, cougar. I burst through the door and flicked on the lights. Everything in the room was knocked over and tossed over the floor. My poor son in his bed, crying and shaking with fear. A pool of urine staining the shits. I scooped my child up and ran out of the house and went next door to Tom and Linda's house. Luckily, they were still awake. They let me use their phone. I called the police. It didn't take them long to arrive, and I explained what had happened. They looked at me as if I was crazy. They searched the house, but all they could find was a dead dog and 2 trashed rooms. The officer told me that someone had probably got into the house. The officer told me that someone had probably gotten into the house. What gave it away? Yeah, someone probably killed your dog, we think, we're not sure. The officers told me that someone probably had got into the house and done this right before making a quick escape where they heard me coming upstairs. So don't worry at the fact that your child almost got stabbed, I guess. I knew it wasn't true. All the doors were locked and all the windows were open. What was in my house didn't come from the outside. The next day, James stayed inside. I don't want him to leave my sight. I went to the garage and found his old baby monitor and set it up in his room. If anything comes into it tonight, I was going to be in the bed able to hear it. I went to the kitchen and grabbed the largest knife from the drawer and put it on my nightstand. Imagine friend or not, I'm not letting anything hurt my little baby boy. Soon enough, night came. I put James to bed. He was afraid, but I promised that I wasn't going to let anything happen to him. Why didn't you simply bring the kid into bed with you? I have no idea, but you know, stupid moms. I tucked him in, gave him a kiss, and turned on the nightlight. Before closing the door, I whispered to him, "Good night, James, I love you." I tried to stay up as long as I could, but after a few hours, I felt myself drifting off. It's not like there's coffee or pills for this. My baby would be safe for the night and I need to sleep. Just as I lay my head on the pillow, I heard a soft noise coming from the baby monitor I had put on my nightstand. Well, yeah, just say baby monitor, we don't need details, man. At first it sounded like interference, like the kind the radio would make. See, the baby monitor didn't make any noise and then suddenly it's making noise, so it's fine. Then it turned into a soft moan. Oh boy! Oh! Was James asleep? Okay, your kid is too young to be having those kinds of dreams, woman. When I heard the laugh from my nightmare, the terrible laugh, I sprang up from the bed and grabbed the knife from under my pillow. Okay, decide where the knife is. Nightstand, on here, there, and now it's under the pillow. I rushed over to James' room and creaked the door open. I tried the light switch, but it wouldn't come on. I took a step in, I could feel the warm, thick liquid on my feet. Suddenly, James' nightlight came on, and I could see the absolute horror laid out in front of me. Oh wow, there was an entire thing here that the game didn't have. James' body was nailed up on the wall. The nails were piercing through his hands and feet. His chest was cut wide open and his organs hung down to the floor. His eyes and tongue had been removed along with most of his teeth. I was disgusted. Yeah, kids are disgusting. I could hardly believe that it was my baby boy. Then I heard it again. The soft, desperate moans. James was still alive. My baby! My poor baby! In so much pain, barely clinging to life with all his organs missing. I ran across the room and vomited on the floor, but my sickness was interrupted by a horrible cackle coming from behind me. I spun around, while still wiping bile from my mouth, when out of the shadows emerged the fiend responsible for all this horror. Laughing Jack. His ghost white skin and matted black hair hung down by his shoulders. He had piercing white eyes surrounded by dark black rings. His twisted smile revealed a row of sharp, jagged teeth, and his skin didn't look like skin at all. It almost looked like rubber or plastic. He wore a patchy black and white clown outfit with strapped sleeves and socks. His body itself was grotesque, his long arms hanging down past his waist, and the way he was poised made him look almost boneless, like a rag doll. He let out a sickening laugh, as if he let me know he was pleased with my reaction to his work. He then turned around slowly in front of James and began to laugh even more at the horrific sight he had laid out. That was enough to shake me from my terror. I snapped, "Get away from him, you bastard!" I rushed at the monster, raising the knife over my head, and stepped down at him. But as soon as the knife touched him, it disappeared into a cloud of black smoke, like a fucking Dragon Ball character. The knife passed through and pierced James's still beating heart, splashing the warm blood on my face. "No! What have I done? My baby! I killed my baby!" I merely fell to my knees. I could hear sirens in the distance growing louder. "See? Jack called the cops on the man. His greatest trick in the book. Getting a mom arrested. My boy, my sweet baby boy. I promised mommy would protect you, but I failed. I'm sorry, James. I'm so sorry." Police soon arrived to find me in front of my son, still wielding the knife covered in my baby's blood. The trial was short. Insanity. I was placed in the Firu house for the criminally insane. I've been for the past 2 months. Apparently she also knows how to write perfectly with her nose. It's not so bad here. The only reason I'm awake now is because someone is playing Pop Goes the Weasel outside my window. I'll talk to the orderlies about it in the morning. Wow! Snuff bomb, you did it again, man. Unbelievable. You really stuffed me.
Evil laughter. I woke up the next morning in a cold sweat. James's body was nailed up on the wall. Skin at all.
Okay, don't cry about it. Don't cry. Your kid died. What can we do? Children sometimes die. It's fortunate. Anyways, G2G, thank you so much for that. tayoDEV, much appreciated. Thank you. And yeah, another game of the creepypasta.